Nat, there you are. I've been looking for you. I have to do a project for tomorrow. You've got to help me.
What kind of project?
About Shakespeare. I don't know a lot of information about him. All I know is that more than 200 contemporary references to Shakespeare have been located among, well, what was it? Church records, legal records, and I think miscellaneous repositories. And also I remember that when these are assembled, we have at least a skeleton outline of his life.
So why don't you surf the internet?
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Hi Siri,
What can I help you with?
tell me about William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare, with a quill in hand, expressed his ideas in writing. Writing was another way for people to express thoughts and feelings, but acting 400 years ago was not quite what it is today. William Shakespeare was not always a playwright. At first, he wanted to get into the make-believe world of the stage and perform for audiences. So, when he was 22, William left his home in Stratford and headed to the theatres of London.
Well, I think that is what everybody knows about Shakespeare's life. Why don't you make a project about, I don't know, maybe about the Globe Theatre?
Well, I guess that sounds good, but what is it, the Globe?
The Globe Theatre was a theatre during Elizabethan times, and it was the place where Shakespeare's plays were performed.
Are you sure that the theatre is worth speaking about?
I am sure. Let me search for some info. Oh, Internet Explorer, you are so slow. We can ask Google. Okay, Google.
In 1576, the first theatre was built in London so that actors could perform their plays on the same stage all year round. It was so successful that soon other theatres like the Swan, the Rose and the Globe was built. Londoners loved going to see plays. They were as famous as movies are today. In fact, Londoners would come from miles around just to spend a few hours in the theatre. After 1599, Shakespeare probably wrote most of his plays with the Globe Theatre in mind. According to the conjectures of scholars, the outside diameter of the theatre was about 25 meters. Its 3 tiers of seats plus an open area for standees could accommodate approximately 2,000 spectators. The main acting area was called the platform, which extended out into the audience and was probably some meters wide and as deep as...
How deep was it?
Well, I'm not really sure. Well, probably as deep as my knowledge of English.
No, it actually was about 9 meters deep.
Oh.
At the back of the platform was a recess known as the study, which was usually used for interior scenes. At either side of the study were large permanent doors similar to the street doors of Elizabethan townhouses. These were the main stage entrances. In the floor of the platform were a number of trapdoors, which were leading to the area below stage known as Hell.
Well, you know, I think Google just quotes the lines from my book. Let me see, I remember what the article was.
From these traps arose apparitions, smoke, fog, and through them actors descended when the action required them to go underground. There was also a stage roof painted to look like a starry sky called Heavens. On the second level there was another curtain recess called the...
Oh, I remember, it was the terrace.
No, dear, it was the chamber, generally used for domestic settings, especially scenes involving women. In front of the chamber, there was a narrow balcony.
The terrace?
Yes, right, it is the terrace that connected 2 small bay windows or window stages that flanked it. The terrace was often used in conjunction with the platform, for example, to represent a hill, battlements, or a gallery from which the observers watched the action below. On the third level there was a narrow musician's gallery, which could also be used as an acting area. Above it was a canopied roof supported by 2 large stage posts that rose from the platform. Sound effects such as...
Oh, there's a stain, I can't read it.
Did you ask me about thunder and battle alarms?
Now is not the time.
These sound effects were produced in the huts above the canopy. The huts also housed a pulley system used for lowering apparitions of objects supposed to appear from midair. This entire three-story structure, which formed the back of the stage and gave the idea of a large Elizabethan townhouse, was known as the tiring house. It was the Globe's permanent set.
Oh, I also remember that farmers from all around London could come into town and for a penny sit in the pit close to the actors. And those who could afford it could, for as much as 12 pennies, sit in the galleries, the special seats with a wonderful view on the stage.
I found some information for our project. Look, to understand what the Globe was like, you have to remember that there was no electricity in those days. Plays were performed in the daytime, so the theatre had to be built to let in light. There was no roof over the pit and the stage. There was also no curtain in front of the stage and almost no scenery on it. The audience had to be told what the scenes were. Children would walk across the stage carrying signs saying woods, or forest, or town. The actors could wear colorful costumes, but they still had to rely on their skill to entertain the audience. The audiences would get involved too. When a villain was sneaking upon the hero, the people would shout,
Look behind you!
Watch out!
Oh, I also remember that all the women's parts were played by boys.
Oh my god!
Well, yeah, that's kind of weird. But still, every actor had a hidden bag of animal's blood under his costume to make stabbings and deaths look more real.
well, see, it's alive.
At the back of the stage was the upstage. Above the upstage sat the musicians. Among the musicians, there were trumpeters. Their main job was to announce the beginning of the performance. 3 loud blasts would signal the start of a play. But the loud noises of the trumpets were not the only loud noises in the Globe Theatre. The people were noisy too. Going to a theatre was like going to a carnival. Some would bring food, others would buy meat turnovers or pies from vendors in the theatre. Then they heard the 3 sound of the blast and cheered up and waited for the play to begin. A special treat for the audience was to see William Shakespeare himself act in the play. But most of the time he would stand to the side of the stage and direct the actors. The people loved William Shakespeare, they loved his plays, and they loved their Globe Theatre.
Well, I think we have enough information now, but still, we have to sum it up somehow. Maybe we can say something like, William Shakespeare was probably the most famous playwright who ever lived, and his plays are still performed all over the world.
I guess you're right. Wow, thanks, Nad. I really owe you this one. It's just, there's some feeling I have. Oh God, I just realized I have to learn all this now. Oh God, to learn or not to learn, to do or not to do, to Shakespeare or not to Shakespeare. Siri, that is the question.
Here's what I found about Shakespeare's literary work.
What literary work?
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than olives red. If snow be white, why, when her breasts are done, if hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses, damas, red and white, yet no such roses sere in her cheeks, and in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress breathes. I love to hear her speak, yet when I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound, I grant I never saw a goddess go, my mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she did I to false compare.
Weary with toil, I hasten to my bed. The dear repose for limbs with travel tired. But then begins a journey in my head to work my mind when body's work's expired. For then my thoughts from far where I bide intend a zealous pilgrimage to thee, and keep my drooping eyelids open wide, looking on darkness which the blind do see. Safe that my soul's imaginary sight presents thy shadow to my sightless view, which, like a jewel hung in ghastly night, makes black night beauteous and her old face new. Lo, thus, by day my limbs, by night my mind, for thee and for myself, no quiet find.
Well, that was amazing. I'm truly speechless. Well, I guess now I know the answer. To Shakespeare. Always to Shakespeare. Thank you.